Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It is still Thursday, February 28th, 2019. I am the Drunk Poker, and it is beer time. It is the final day of Flagship February, which we weren't invited to participate in. We're doing it anyways. No, I'm just kidding. How do you finish up Flagship February? Well, I hope you found some beers that you used to drink and you went back and you tried them again to see how much your palate had grown and changed. Maybe you found some stuff you didn't know about. Maybe you're relatively new to craft beer and you didn't know where these beers were the ones, the formative beers, the core beers of breweries that maybe you've only tried their new stuff. And then we come to today, the final day. Now, I could think of no better way to end Flagship February than with our friends from Collective Arts, and probably the beer I've drank more of than any other beer in the last 4 years. Ransack the Universe, 6.8%, 85 IBUs of just beautiful, beautiful beer. It's a hemispheric IPA using hops from different hemispheres. Huh? How's that going there? I have a lot of the cans on my walls. Simply put, the great art, the constantly changing art, the rotation. I picked these up at the LCBO this morning because, I didn't have any in my fridge. Now, granted, over the last year and a half, I probably drank it a little bit less. Not because the beer has become less, but just because I drink less. So, I don't have just beers that I just sit and drink. I usually only have one or two in a night, and, it kind of precludes heavier drinking. But I do actually buy them probably once a week or so. I'll pick up a can, just toss it in the fridge. It's kind of there. It's a go-to, right? And that's kind of where Flagship February comes from. For me, a little bit, is looking back on these beers, but beers that we drink. Lots of great beers out there. I mean, the IPA series alone. But let's get into one, because why not? Where are we here? This is can the 16th of January. Some of these cans are from like 2016. First time I tried this beer was October 31st, 2015. So you're talking almost 4 years ago. It became one of my favorites. I remember I went back and watched the video I did for this from February of 2016. And at that point, you could only buy it in growlers or on tap. You couldn't get it in the LCBO in terms of cans. That came soon after. It was already there and I didn't know. But it was certainly an interesting experiment to go back and look at how I felt about this. I don't have branded Spiegeloo glasses from Collective anymore. I broke them all. But I do still have my Spiegeloos. And for this beer, I break out the Spiegeloo. This is a beer that, you have those beers you just turn to because they're good. They're going to deliver you exactly what you desire at that moment. It's not new. Can you call it a classic when it's only, maybe 4 or 5 years old? I don't know. I'm going to call it a classic because to me it is. Excuse me. The sleep pattern's always off. This is afternoons to days to afternoons. But, a little bit cloudy. Big fluffy white head. Certainly lovely tropical notes, grapefruit, orange, maybe some passion fruit in there, some mango. It is, without a doubt, one of my all-time favorite beers. And I like that I get it fresh. I mean, that's kind of cool too. And living so close to the brewery, obviously. But it's been fun to look back at and explore these beers again. And beers that I drink all the time, but to look at them with a more critical eye and be like, okay, what did I think about this beer 2-3 years ago? And what do I think of it now? That's been the fun part. And I hope you had that chance. And hopefully next year it'll be a little bigger in Ontario. I don't think it really caught hold as much as we would have liked. I really, really hope to see more next year. But let's get into this now. Cheers, my friends, to Flagship February. Thank you to Stephen Beaumont for the idea. It was a lot of fun. It really, really was. But cheers. Let's have some freaking beer. Exactly what I desire is this beer. It is a nice body, a nice biscuit malt body, sort of, and not toasty, but it's got a nice solid base to it. Tropical, a little bit of touch of sweetness in there, but tropical. Grapefruit, mango, peach, passion fruit. It is a beautiful beer. Bit of piney bitterness on the back end. It is not a hop bomb at all, despite that IBUs. Again, measurement of the alpha acids in hops that were used, not so much bitterness, right? Perceived bitterness is a different thing. Talked about that today with my friend the bald beer guy. This beer is just good, and that in and of itself is a great thing. That I know that when I pick up or if I go into a bar and they have Ransack, I am very, very happy to order it. While I do pursue the new beers, and I love seeing the new IPAs come out, in the sour, and we got the new Hazy State double dry hop IPA dropping very soon, this weekend with the growlers, and then in the summer, and new addition to the core. Surround sound is absolutely beautiful. I do like to go back to these beers that I enjoy and that I love. So that's it for Flagship February. It's been a hell of a journey. We've explored a lot of beers, a lot of IPAs, granted. But I mean, for a lot of breweries, their core beers, their core is IPAs, pale ales, not so many lagers, wheat beers, one, or porters. But for me, this will always be, I know we talked about Rhyme and Reason as a flagship, and it was their first beer. This will be forever and a day my favorite Collective Arts beer. I read or heard today on the radio, forever has to start somewhere. And for me, it started with Ransack the Universe from Collective Arts. Cheers, my friends. Enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy mine, back to work tomorrow. But show a little love for those beers that you started with. Try them again. See how much you've changed, or it's changed. But I think at the end of the day, you're just going to be better off with a great level beer. Cheers, my friends. Still beautiful after all these years.